ॐ ॐ सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ओम ओम नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्ध ज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशांताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ समस्तब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। वेदव्यास वैशंपायन याज्ञवल्क्य आद्य शंकर आदि समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम समस्त उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्य बोध सिद्ध्यर्थं सनातन धर्मस्य वैदिक संस्कृतेः विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं विश्वशान्ति विश्वकल्याणार्थं साधकानां समस्त सत्संपदा सदैश्वर्य सत्साधना अवाप्त्यर्थं छांदोग्य उपनिषदः पारायणं तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः भाष्य समेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। आदौ पारायणम् in the Chandogya Pratama Adhyaya. Let us do Ekadasha and Dwadasha Khanda and Trayodasha Khanda Parayanam, which concludes the first chapter. ॐ अत हैनं यजमान उवाच भगवन्तं वा अहं विविदिषाणि इति उषस्तिः अस्मि चाक्रायणः इति ह उवाच। सहोवाच भगवन्तं वा अहम् एभिः सर्वैः आर्तिजैः पर्यैशिषं भगवतो वा अहम् अवित्वा अन्यान् अवृषि भगवागंस्त्वेव मे सर्वैः आर्त्विज्यैः इति तथेति अत तर्हि एतः एव समतिः सृष्टाः स्तुवतां यावत्त्वेभ्यो धनं दद्याः तावत् मम दद्या इति तथेति ह यजमान उवाच। अथ हैनं प्रस्तोतोपससाद प्रस्तोतर्या देवता प्रस्तावमन्वायत्त तां चेद् अविद्वान् प्रस्तोष्यसि मूर्धा ते विपदिश्यति इति मा भगवान् अवोचत्। कथमासा देवता इति प्राणहिति होवाच। सर्वाणि ह वा इमानि भूतानि प्राणम् एव अभिसंविशन्ति प्राणम् अभ्युज्यते सैषा देवता प्रस्तावमन्वायत्ता तां चेत् अविद्वान् प्रास्तोष्यः मूर्धा ते व्यपतिष्यत् तथोक्तस्य मया इति। अत हैनम् उद्गाता उपससाद उद्गातर्या देवता उद्गीतमन्वायत् तां चेत् अविद्वान् उद्गास्यसि मूर्धा ते विपतिष्यति इति मा भगवान् अवोचत्। कथमासा देवता इति आदित्य इति होवाच। सर्वाणि ह वा इमानि भूतानि आदित्यम् उच्चैः सन्तं गायन्ते सैषा देवता उद्गीतमन्वायत् तां चेत् अविद्वान् उदगास्यः मूर्धा ते व्यपतिष्यत् तथोक्तस्य मया इति। अत हैनं प्रतिहर्ता उपससाद प्रतिहर्तारि या देवता प्रतिहारमन्वायत् तां चेत् अविद्वान् प्रतिहरिष्यसि मूर्धा ते विपतिष्यति इति मा भगवान् अवोचत्। कथमासा देवता इति अन्नमिति होवाच। सर्वाणि ह वा इमानि भूतानि अन्नमेव प्रतिहर्माणानि जीवन्ति सा एषा देवता प्रतिहारमन्वायत् तां चेद् अविद्वान् प्रतिहरिष्यः मूर्धा ते व्यपतिष्यत् तथोक्तस्य मया इति तथोक्तस्य मया इति। अथ द्वादशः खण्डः। अथाथ शौवः उद्गीतः तदह बकोदाल्भ्यो ग्वालः वा मैत्रेयः स्वाध्यायम् उद्वव्राज तस्मै श्वेतः प्रादुर्भवो वा तम अन्ये श्वान उपसमेत्य ऊचुः अन्नन्नो भगवान् आगायतु अशनायाम वा इति तानः उवाच इह एव मा प्रातरुपसमीयात इति ततः बकोदाल्भ्यो ग्वालः वा मैत्रेयः प्रतिपालयान् चकार तेह यथा एव इदं बहिष्पवमानेन स्तोष्यमाणाः सगम्रब्धाः सर्पन्ते इति एवम् आससृपुस्तेह समुपविश्य हिं चक्रुः ॐ मदाम् ॐ विवा देवो वर्णः प्रजापतिः सवितान्नमिह हरदन्नपतेन्नमिह हरा हरोमिति त्रयोदशः खण्डः अयं वावलोको हा ऊकारो वायुर्हा इकारः चन्द्रमा अथकारः आत्मा इह अकारः आत्मेह कारोऽग्निरीकारः आदित्य ऊकारो निहव एकारः विश्वे देवा औहो इतिकारः प्रजापतिर्हिंकारः प्राणः स्वरोन्नं या वाग् विराट् अनिरुक्तस्त्रयोदशः स्तोवः सञ्चरोऽहंकारः दुग्धेऽस्मै वाग्दोहं यो वाचो दोहो अन्नवानन्नादो भवते य एताम् एवगं साम्नम् उपनिषदं वेद उपनिषदं वेद इति ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम अथ कृष्णयजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद ओम यस्मात् जातं जगत् सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदं धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः। यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान्नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम अत प्रथमा शिक्षा वल्ली प्रथमोऽनुवाकः। ओम शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतो तद्वक्तारमवतो अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Salutations to all the gurus, rishis, munis, devatas, Bhagavan Swarupa, our own gurus, Upanishad Guru Parampara, all the gurus of the universe. Now, we are doing this typical topic of Jnana Karma Samuchaya Vada Khandanam. This Bhagavan Shankara does in every of the Upanishad Bhashya. In this Upanishad, he has done it more systematically, elaborately. What it all talks about is very simple. Ki Paramatma is everywhere and also in us. He is one without second. He is infinite. He is birthless, modificationless, changeless and deathless. And is of the nature of Sat Chit Anand. This all we are telling, not because these topics were covered in Taittiriya. They are studied by us in other Upanishads. Remember, every Upanishad taught by every guru to those disciples at that time. It is not like you and I in 2 years, all the Upanishads we are studying, that all the Upanishads are revealed at one go. No, there were hundreds and thousands of years gap in between them. Many years gap. So at that time, that guru taught that Upanishad. Bhagavan Vyasa has compiled all of them. Bhagavan Shankara took up these 10 Upanishads, 11 major of them they call. On that he did Bhashya for helping us to understand what is the final theme of Upanishads. Therefore, you must understand that aspect. All Upanishads are not taught at one time, but we are studying for strengthening our knowledge. Otherwise, for all those students, that one particular Upanishad was enough to ponder deeply, contemplate, know the self, get liberated. So, the Bhashyakara took up the job of commenting on the Upanishads, Bhashyam. So, while doing so, Upanishad is the one which has theme Atma Vidya, Brahma Vidya. For elaboration, he was doing. That's what Bhashya. Now, coming to the point, we are talking about the self. All the lakshanas of self we just now said. And that self is not created, it is always there. Where there, everywhere it is there. Everywhere in what way? Including me. Simple common sense is what? To discover this self, achieve this self, obtain this self, experience this self. What is to be done other than removing avidya? What is avidya? Not knowing. Vidya is knowing. Knowing is not an action. You just know. Like there is a chair. Chair is there. You need not create chair. It is there always. Therefore, you just open your eyes, see, or somebody tells you if you are blind, the ये कुर्सी है. उसका क्या करना है आपको? About the kursi jnanam. When it is there, if it is told that it is there, it is told, it is heard, it is there. हो गया. But chair is not there. You have to make a chair. Then there is karma required. That you want the material, you want the instrument, you have to have the skill, then you prepare. So the non-existing thing can be created through karma. Already existing thing need not be done anything with karma of any sort. It only has to be known. Knowing the already existing self is called as Vidya. So through Vidya, the Paramatma, Parabrahma is experienced. Therefore, for experiencing Paramatma, no other karma is required. Knowing is not a karma. It is there, you are only told it is there and you became aware of it. Like it was told ki the necklace is there in the gala. It is said. You just lifted or shifted your attention towards that, then it is realized. Even in the example of this necklace in the gala, necklace is little other than me. So I have realized its presence. But the self is not even that much distant. It is me only. Is it not? And to know the self, how can there be the means of even knowledge required? Only to remove the avidya, we are told to focus on ourselves. In that focusing of it, what I am searching for is found as me. I am always that. So these are the very subtle, trickish things in Vedanta. When you continuously listen, it will be understood. Not one day, not 1 year, not one life. We just started. Don't be in a hurry that everything should be understood now. Even if the guru does the spoon feeding, we may not receive if we don't deserve right now, if we don't are not qualified right now, if our mana buddhi are not pure that much. That is always to be kept in mind. Gurus may teach us, books may we may study, but should understand it right now. That insistence is not correct. It will come in its own course of time. That is what is for everyone. Everything we did not learn in one go in school or college. First day only A, B, C, D are taught. Do you remember? अ, आ, ई, उ, ऊ इतना ही पहले पढ़ाए थे. उसके बाद 4 दिन के बाद then E, F, G, H और who, ka, ka, ga, ga, all that. Here also in Vedanta, slowly study only one by one thing is explained. So in this thing, now one we told about this Paramatma, it is Sarva Vyapakaha, it is me, this we have to experience. There is nothing to be done. Now apart from that, what is the karma? What are the karmas? Karma means what? I take up a role of a doer. take up some instruments, work on something, expecting some result. This set is called as karma. A karta expecting a karma phala, doing a karma. Like anything, a good item you want to eat food. So you are the karta of that cooking work. Then you do that work karma with all the instruments, objects required. Then that phala came. One is the gross phala, the cooking. Second, the subtle phala. When we consume that food, there is a happiness. That happy feeling or experience is called bhogam, and the one who is enjoying it called bhokta. So karta and bhokta. Clear? Now this karta, what karma he does, or variety it is explained. One way it is touched here is nitya karma, kamya karma, nishiddha karma, naimitika karma, prayaschitta karma. In general, these are the five karmas every karta can do. Each of them have their karma phala. Sometimes knowing the karma phala, wanting that karma phala, to get that karma phala, we do karma. Other times, we just do karma without knowing, but it will not be without giving the result. Karma phala will come for every karma. जानबूझकर करें या अनजाने में करें. Okay, so Nishiddha karma, prohibitory actions by the Shruti, because that is detrimental to you and all. So all the adharma and papa karma fall in the category of Nishiddha karma. It is for you also, for others. Like any, you don't jump from 10th floor. You can, but you should not. So do you don't throw other fellow from 10th floor. That you can do, but you should not. That is Nishiddha, because when you jump, you die. When you push that fellow, he will die. So that type, an example given. So man, don't eat poison. If you eat, you will die. If you give it to other, the other fellow dies. So to don't cheat others. Then it will harm them, they will also cheat you. And the one who is looking at all this, he will give you the due punishment. So these are all called the Nishiddha karma. Nishiddha karma are those by which the people around or jivas around are given dukkha, or in general the totality is disturbed in its smooth flow. Like whole traffic is going beautifully. Suddenly instead of right side, you overtook from left side. It disturbs the entire traffic. Is it not? That is called Nishiddha karma. Example. There are millions, but main thing should be understood. By which I also fall down, by which the others are harmed, by which the total smooth flow is disrupted or disturbed, all of them are Nishiddha karma. Each of them. एक इस कारण से निषिद्ध है, एक दूसरे कारण से, वो तीसरे कारण से निषिद्ध है. Then Nishiddha karma again, according to Varna and Ashrama, to maintain that status, that dignity, that Nishiddha karmas are told, don't do, it is not suitable to you. Like you can eat everything normally, but when you are diseased, some foods are Nishiddha. You understood? In the same way, some works are Nishiddha when we are not healthy and all. Some problem, operation ho gaya. Turant you can't play your volleyball. You were playing it, but now that abdominal surgery has happened, if you do that, you will die Nishiddha. Understood? पहले कैच करो निषेध अकर्म है जिसका फल not good for you or others. That's called as Nishiddha. Every karma will have phala, and phala is not conducive good. That's called as Nishiddha karma. And it is very intricate. Some Nishiddha karmas, immediate phala, gross phala will be good for you. But long run, it is very bad. And somebody is noting it, it will be very dangerous. Like picking somebody's pocket. Immediately gain. कि you found some money in that. वो तो ग्रास फल है. But inside the regrets and the guilts, and the one who lost that money, he is suffering and paining, and very secret, subtle laws and devatas are working in the world who are keenly observing every jiva. So they all know this. They give the due karma phala. And other thing, seeing you, your son also, others also, if they also do the pickpocketing, then the whole world will be pickpocketers only. निषिद्ध कर्म हो गया. Then kamya karma is indra vishaya prapti, indriya vishaya prapti, ihaloka prapti, paraloka prapti, as well as the pada prapti. Any of the sankalpa became kamana in us. To fulfill that, there are the karmas we think we can do and get them, and the Shastra also tells us कि these things you do, that karma you get it. In the world, for every of these desire fulfillment, we follow sometimes or many times scientific means of creating things, this and that. In the spirituality or Upanishad way, it's upasana and yajna mainly, through which the devata anugraha, through which that kamana purti is done. And those kamanas also are again dharmic and adharmic. Adharmic kamanas should not ask. If you insistingly ask, they are given, but their consequence will be dangerous later on. Therefore, dharmic kamana you can do, fulfill them through yajna and upasana. Some of them in your own way, like as I just now said, to make a good food, you need not do separate yajna. Cooking food itself is yajna. If you know the proper recipe and all, you make it, you get that. That's a kamya karma. In that also, if you add the varieties, the dishes, the taste, etc., it becomes more pakka kamya karma. Otherwise, it can be a part of nitya karma because you have to live. To live, you have to eat. To eat, you have to cook. Apart from that, so this much is eaten, I am full. But when I add so many side dishes for that, all of that is for the taste of the tongue, they all fall in the kamya karmas. Clear? So in that way, मन में कामना आया, डिजायर उसको फुलफिल करने के लिए. सो वर्ण आश्रम के अनुसार जो कर्म करना है, ऑल आर नित्य कर्म. Apart from that, any extra benefits you are expecting, for that the works to be done, thus work is called kamya karma. Kamana prerita karma. Duty oriented karma is nitya karma. Desire oriented karma is kamya karma. हो गया? निषिद्ध बता दिया है, काम्य बता दिया है, नित्य कर्म बता दिया है. Then the naimitri karmas are which are not every day done, occasionally done. That occasion arises for your own individual, for the people who are related around, in the community, in the nation, or even in the globe. Once in a while, we have to do some things. They are called naimittika karma. Naimittika आवश्यकता के अनुसार करने वाले. Like the nation in big trouble. So you give your own money for the protection of nation and welfare. That every day you don't do, but that nimitta came. Or in your own neighborhood, some problems came. Every time it doesn't come. So you don't do the karma. The karma can be the dana karma or physical seva karma, the vocal talking karma. Karma is done kaya, vacha, manasa. By mind, by speech, by body, that is sense organ, the karmas are done. So, which part karma is required that time, that depends on the issue there. But they are all naimittika karmas. Like the guests come to you, like a festivals are celebrated, like the Upanayanam that is at home, or any of these, Satyanarayana Vratam you do it, or somebody doesn't invites us, Gruha Pravesha, Vivaha Adi, they are all called naimittika karma. They are not nitya, daily to nahi karte hai. They are not kamya. They are not. You can make it a kamya by adding sankalpa, but they are not nishiddha also. These are the four main karmas. Fifth one, for whatever the mistakes we have done, atonement के लिए some karmas are prescribed. They are not kamya, nishiddha, nitya, naimittika. They are specially called as prayaschitta karma, the actions of atonement. So they tell Upavas Diksha karo. Upavas Diksha is a naimittika karma also for a particular phalapeksha you are doing. Here it is said as a prayaschit. There are many things are told as a prayaschita. There's a big shastra is there where they are available. I don't know. For this sin, this is prayaschittam. This. Some of them may eliminate the total papa done. Some of them can neutralize. So that's why Gahana Karmano Gati. In Gita, Bhagavan says, understanding about karma is impossible to anyone. We are trying little bit, only a boon the water in the whole ocean. So, first we discussed about the Paramatma is ever there. Only you have to do the Anubhuti of Him. You have to shift your awareness towards them. You become one with Him. You are always one with Him. That you realize. Always I am that. I realize that's it. That is called Atma Vidya. But in the karma, these are the things there. Along with that, in other place, the karmas are defined as on the basis of Varna and Ashrama. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Varna, then Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi, Ashramas. Same thing is, in other words, defined as based on the gunas. Sattva guni, these karmas. Raja guni, these karma. Tamo guni, these karma. Again, these sattva tamo guni, they naturally are in the varna and ashrama. Therefore, they are all supposed to do the nitya naimitika, kama nishiddha, and in prayaschitta, what is to be done and not to be done. It is prescribed for them like that. So these are all the karmas. One, what are karmas told to you? A karta taking some karanam does a karma, expecting a karma phala to become the bhokta of that karma phala. So I want to become bhokta of the sweet. So I become the karta of making sweet. I may take the variety of items and I do the variety of that karma. In that karma, mana also is thinking, that is a karma. Indriyas also are working, that is a karma. In that particular thing. Be clear, थोड़ा सोचो तो सब समझ में आता है. So only this, we are sometimes hesitate to contemplate or think. If you drop the hesitation and start thinking, picture is clear. So, Nitya Naimitika Kama Nishiddha Prayashita Karma, then Guna dependent karma, the Varna Ashrama dependent karma. In this is how the entire karmas that are there in the entire universe done by every conscious living being, knowingly or unknowingly. This is one aspect. Another aspect is what? Every karma has these four effects of creating the thing which is not there. Okay. Then adding beauties and bringing some modifications required. Then gaining it if it is not there with you. So to destroying. These are the few things a karma does. Like I told you example, I do the karma of creating a chair. Then add beauty to it, designing and all. Then I improve upon it for its comforts. Like in any of these travelers' buses, you travel of high luxury type, even in flights and all. The ordinary created seats and the latest created seats, how much difference is there in the hands rest aspect, back cushioning aspect, or sitting aspect? Even they make for the legs to recline nowadays. So these are all called as the karma does the improvement in that. Creating, beautifying, improving that one, and slowly destroying of it is there, or another action is what? Shifting or taking it from one place to the other. These are done by the karma. What Bhagavan Adi Shankara says, ki all these things which are done by karma are not only not required for the moksha and moksha giving Atma Jnanam, but they are in fact obstructions. Be careful about this listening, very careful. When there are obstructions, when you are ultimately aiming at only Paramatma and are qualified for that with full of your commitment, as well as there is nothing other than Paramatma wanted by you, called as Parama Vairagya. At that level of Parama Mumukshuta and Parama Vairagya, other than Paramatma, I want nothing. That time, only the Vidya you have to pursue. Every karma is not only will not give you Paramatma, but that is an obstruction only. Clear? This much we should understand. Now, and yet, what takes us to that final qualification for Paramatma Vidya Vichara? Again, all these karmas only, because we are in the karma kshetra related life now. What is the meaning of it? I just mentioned, when the antakarana is impure, other than purifying that antakarana through variety of karmas, there is no other way. So only maximum up to the level of antakarana shuddhi, the karmas have a role to play. Beyond that, they are not required, because the self is not the thing which is non-existing that you have to create. It is need not be improved or modified, beautified, because it's the most improved and modified, beautiful one already, and you will not get it from some place because you are already that. Utpatti, samskara, vikara, apya, these are not required for self. Self may इसकी भी जरूरत नहीं. It's already you. Catch this point. I am already the self. I only have to know it, not to do anything. And another aspect is what? Who is the karta? If you see that, as we studied in other textbooks, so it is the pseudo ego individuality in me, the jiva, who on inquiry is found not to exist at all. But now I take myself as an individual, and I take as in everybody have commonly the pure self which they are not aware of. Everybody commonly have the notion they are I. Aham is always common in all. When the question of what is this I, who is this I comes, immediately identifying the upadhi with whatever the upadhi each one identifies, then he claims that I to be that. I is common. The pure self I is common, which is our goal. Apart from that, aham is common in all. Everyone. Which aham and it is called? Immediately I say I am a Swami, I say I am a male, somebody is a female. No, these are all I defined through upadhis. I am engineer, doctor, they are professional identities. I am intelligent or not so, intellectual identity. I am emotional or not so. I am this tall or this height or this weight, this time I am born. These are all called body related I. I am son of so and so or father of so and so. Every time I is defined through upadhi. I is common, but upadhyukta is different to each one with whatever upadhi he is. So I'm Hindu, I'm a non-Hindu, I'm Indian, a non-Indian. These are all the desha sambandha, then the religion sambandha, tadatmya of that I. These are all funnily required in the transactional vyavaharika jagat. That's how the system is going on now. Now, this I, one who is called now as Jiva with his own upadhi, he wants to get this or that karma phala out of ignorance. When he knows that the phala of every karma finally is Anandam, and thus Ananda is already me, when he realizes it, then he is no more a Jiva, not there is no identity with upadhi, nor he want to get Ananda through the upadhis working, through the upadhis enjoying the karma phala. Like through karmendriyas, I do cooking. Through granendriyas, I eat the cooked food. So I became karta with karmendriyas and antakarana. I became bhokta with jnanendriyas and antakarana. Who is the one who is doing all that? I, the jiva. And who is this real I, the jiva? A non-existing, unreal thing, but a notional thing. But that will be discovered when the real self is discovered. These are all theory. Please remember, all this is theory. Every one of it we have to work out, sort out in our understanding, in our meditation. Now, generally, in this Brahma Vidya pursual, when one goes to Guru, these people who are so much in so many lives, done so many of yajnas, karmas, upasanas, all noble only, not ignoble. And they were getting those results also of the karma. Like when you do a good cooking according to recipe, you get a good taste. तो कर्म किया तो कर्म फल मिला ना, तो उसका आदत होकर they imagine even moksha or atma vidya also is a karma phala, something to be done. It is not that they are bad people, but that is how they were trained. through doing karma and getting karma phala. They think that Atma Prapti also is Prapta, or the moksha also is a Prapya Vastu through some karma. But that is not the case. That is known to Bhagavan Shankara. Therefore, he is kindly or lovingly helping that sincere seeker only to make him understand that to experience and realize the self which is there, you only have to have that I am that self attitude and maintain it. All other karmas not only will not help you in knowing the self, but they continue to sustain the karta jiva in you. This jiva bhava dissolve ho jaye, then only atma anubhava comes. So every karma maintains you to be a karta. Every karma takes you to experience the karma phala. You continue to be jiva between birth to death so many times. So all of that put is called as samsara. Samsara is a bandhanam. You are seeking moksham, and what you are doing is that by which you are entering into bandhanam. That much of contradiction is there between the karma as well as the jnanam at the final stage. In the beginning stages, without karma done as karma yoga and all, antakarna shuddhi will not happen. So this is what is the entire theme that is discussed in such portions which Shankar Bhagavan inevitably puts up either in small quantity or biggest quantity. In Mandukya we cite, in the beginning it came, in Bhagavad Gita I will talk about in chapter 3, chapter 13 more exhaustively. In every of the Upanishad he was telling us, Ishavasya to starts with that only. Oh my dear friends, these mantras are not for karma, they are for the jnana, because they are indicating to us the already existing infinite blissful self. With karma, these are the things achieved. Self is not like that. Therefore, through karma, self need not be achieved, cannot be achieved. Therefore, na karmana, na prajaya, na dhanena, tyagena, ekena, amrutatva. That's why sarva karman paritejya, karmani paritejya, said by Lord Krishna, as sarva dharman paritejya. Simple. So that is why I told you, gahana karmano gati. I feel I have explained all things, yet I feel some more to be explained. You also heard everything, but still it appears to be vague. That shows that our mana buddhi are to be ripened, to be purified much more through upasanas and all. Also through prayer, Ishvara Anugraha should come, Guru Anugraha, then it will make us understand. So don't be in a hurry. You are only in the path. Just now started. Suddenly don't imagine that I must reach in a moment's time. ऐसा नहीं होता. हाउ मच एवर तुम लड़ाई के चाहता नहीं करो, जब होना है तभी होगा. हमको जहां है वहां से धीरे धीरे आगे जाना पड़ेगा. So this can be put again and again in many ways. When I do karma, I am a jiva. A jiva only is bound to janma marana samsara because of karma phala. Luckily, the self, which doesn't need the karma to be done to obtain, is there. Is always there. Is everywhere there. Is there as my own self. Again, I am repeating. Every karma continues me to be a jiva, pushing me from one birth to other for the karma phalas. That's all samsara bandhanam, it is called. Janma marana is bandhanam. In between janma marana, you are bound by desires, bound by obligations, bound by duties, bound by the nature, bound by the time, bound by the place. You are bound finally by the death. You can't avoid any one of them as a jiva. But the self has none of these things. That self am already. It is subtler than subtlest. That's what. The I, which I myself think as called as the Jiva through three dehas in Jagra Sapna Sushupti, or I consider myself as the Jiva with the Panchakosha. Behind the Panchakoshas or beyond those three avasthas is the self. That we have to discover through study of Shastra, contemplation, etc. So the one who has studied Shastra, contemplated, understood the nature of the self, after that he will have to be that self. There is no karma required at that time. Before that, the two types of karmas. First is antakarana shuddhi karma. Second is Shravana Manana Nididhyasana. Karma we have to do. Naina, for Antakarna Shuddhi, if the Karma Yoga are not done, you will never be pure in your heart with freedom from Raga Dvesha Adi, Kama Krodha Adi, Vasana Adi. वो नहीं जाएंगे अपने आप बिना कर्म योग का. ठीक है. So too, going to the Guru is a karma. Listening from him is a Shravana karma. These are all not karmas in the sense of giving the worldly karma phala. Clear? They are all making our jnanam sthira about the self which already is there. You understood? At the finalmost stage, when everything is known, that the self is Sachidananda, it is all pervading, it is my own self. यहाँ तक सिद्धांत में पहुंच गए. सिद्धांत will not give you moksha. Only the experience will give moksha. At that time, what is to be done there? That's what is the point here. There's nothing to be done, just to be there. If you do something, you are a karta. Then it's a karma. Then you get karma phala. Another aspect was what exhaustively explained is what every karma begins in time, ends in time. Therefore, naturally, karma phala also begins in time and ends in time. So that phala which begins and ends in time is not moksha. If it is a moksha, it has to be infinite. It should not end one day. Then to that the intricate questions what Purvapakshi asks is what? Yeah, moksha is endless बाद में, but उसका शुरुआत तो होना चाहिए मोक्ष को मिलना. तो शुरुआत करने के लिए करना तो चाहिए कुछ कर्म का. Even that also he holds the karma at that place also. So here in the today's topic we see Bhagavan Adi Shankara even denying that also. Moksha is not having a beginning. Understood? Yeah, okay, moksha is endless, I accept. The Purvapakshi comes to that level. But it has to begin, no, sir. I am bound now. I must get liberation now. As we feel as a karta and karma phala asakti vyakti, कि that phala is not there, I want to work for it and get it. भगवान says, यार इसको begin भी नहीं करना होता, it is already there. You are not aware of it, that's the only thing. मोक्ष का शुरुआत भी नहीं होता. That means what at the highest level? Like in the dream. I am a dreamer is only an imagination notion. Entire dream world is supported by the waker's mind. Just because you think you are a dreamer, you have never become dreamer. You are always a waker mind. So too, the notion of jiva you have, that doesn't mean it never denied you to be the self. याद रखना इस बात को. When you make a chair out of the plastic, the chairness never denied the plastic. Rather, the chair is there on the plastic only. You understand that point? The Jiva Bhava notion has come when we don't know. It has to end. But Atma Anubhava doesn't come, doesn't go. It is always there. So it has no beginning also. It is eternally there. Why? Because if it begins again, the rule applies. Anything begins will end in life. Then it takes up. But in the Upanishad, some things are told to begin. They are told about the Jiva and his Urdhva Loka, Sukha Dukkha. They are not mokshas. Don't misunderstand. Don't miss the reference or context in which that is said. That is why the subtlety intellect का होना चाहिए to understand what is said at what place in the Vedas. That is why in the Gurukula we go on studying. Then we get a doubt. Then we ask Guru Maharaj, इसका ये मतलब क्या है? बेटा इसका इस context में बोला जा रहा है. In this context, this purpose, the meaning of it is to be understood like that. For some decades when we are with Guru, that ability to understand Vedas according to what they are saying at that time, that will come to us. नहीं तो with the already existing ignorance or misguided by the equal ignorant people, there is a chance for misunderstanding and misinterpreting. Now put all together, all the struggles of studying Upanishads, contemplation, all that which we are doing nowadays, all of them are to bring our attention toward the self more through Viveka Vairagya Adi. That's it. None of them will make us realize the self. What makes us realize self? We drop all of them and be that. That's why Nayam Atma Pravachanena Labhyaha Namedaya Nabahuna Shrutena. Yame Vesha Vrunute Tena Labhyaha Tasesha Atma Vrunute Tanum Swa. Means what? Seek the eternal. Don't seek anything. Point one. Seek the eternal, leave it to it. That eternal will reveal. That is at the finalmost stage. But right now, we are in Tamoguna, we have to invoke Rajas. We are in Rajoguna, we have to enter into Sattva Guna. We have the vagueness about the Tattva or Atma, therefore we must listen to Upanishads. All of that is required. We have so much of desires and all, they have to be eliminated through the delicate processes of offering everything to Bhagavan or the self-accept discipline or the contemplative understanding that no desire ends, desire is a delusion, illusion. ये सारा सबको अपने आप के जीवन में करना पड़ता है. Your doing will not help me, my doing will not help you. I have to do it for myself. That's how the time taking and all. More than all that, the power of vasanas, which we only made powerful. They won't live just like that. That by your own pampering, you tampered your child. Now, after the age of 16, 18, he will sit on your head like that, such a way that you can't get out of that load. He gets into all bad habits, very arrogant he becomes, and disobedient he becomes. It's a hell, naraka for you. You never imagined that. But in the process of pampering him, that jiva, that fellow got molded like that. In the same way, within ourselves, knowingly or unknowingly, all these vasanas, desires, so many we created, like that tampered child through pampering. Now, these things will never allow you to go deep in the study or sadhana or any of spirituality. जितना आगे बढ़ना कोई उतना खींचेगा वो. Oh, it's so powerful they are, depending on how many lives we are gathering them. Now that is to be understood. Then from this life, this moment onwards, all those pressures we have to unload. First, don't add the new ones. Then the existing vasanas should be exhausted through variety of karma, bhakti, ityadi yogas. That is what takes bulky of time. To clean the utensils takes more time. Eating is 2 minutes work. To make the khana takes more time. Eating doesn't take work time. In the same way, removal of these vasanas, stabilizing the antakarana in Shuddha Sattva all the time, and in that gain and maintain the Tattva Jnana, Atma Jnana are the tough things. After this only, in that Nirantara Nidhi Dhyasanam, that I am that Sachidananda Brahma, I am not, I am that Sachidananda Brahma, when that is maintained continuously without any breakage, that the thought dissolves, then the experience comes. These are all the very finer stages. So this is what, because somebody asked, we try to put in words. And now we are all as a jiva, first of all, with upadhi, defined what we are. Then we are prey to any of these karmas. Nishiddha, kamya, nitya, naimitika, prayaschitta, as a karta. And every of these karmas is giving us phala. Prayaschitta karma phala is okay, good. Nitya karma we do, if you add phalapeksha in that, it also becomes samsara. Naimittika karma also, to anything you add phalapeksha, it becomes samsara. So in these karmas, which are mentioned to us by Shastra, they're all redeeming ways of living. निषिद्ध को छोड़ दिया, काम्य को छोड़ दिया, नित्य को कर रहे हैं, नैमित्य को कर रहे हैं, प्रायश्चित अगर जरूरत है तो कर रहे हैं. All of that is sadhana only. If you don't do prayaschitta, if it is to be done, again it is pratyavaya dosha, sin of omission. So too, if you don't do nitya karma, again sin of omission. If you do the kamya karma, it's a sin of commission. If you do the naishiddha karma, it is a sin of commission. Okay. So avoided naishiddha kamya. You are doing nitya because it is to be done. Naimittika you are doing. Prayaschitta is not there because nothing of that sort required for the sake. So with this, can I get moksha without jnanam? That also is the latest point in our discussion. The Purva Pakshi says. सिद्धांत is finding that this fellow को ये कर्म छोड़ना मुश्किल हो रहा है, ये पकड़ के रखा है वो. That insistence in that work, in that person साधका, that कुछ तो करना ही पड़ेगा भगवान को पाने के लिए, या कर्म का जरूरत है, और कर्म छोड़ दिया, लेकिन आई डोंट वांट टू होल्ड ऑन टू उपनिषद विद्या. I must realize, he says. That is what was his second point in the first point. First point was only karma can give me revelation. More important than that is what? Not even a trace of vidya is required. That's what was his approach. Then Guru Maharaj told कि मोक्ष नित्य है, कर्म अनित्य है, अनित्य कर्म नित्य मोक्ष को नहीं देगा. That was how he thwarted it. But then what the disciple said, if you remember, I am not starting kamya karma, therefore punya karma, urdhva slokasa swarga are not there denied. I am not doing nishiddha karma, therefore no papa dharma karma, no naraka prapti hova. So I am going through prarabdha, therefore prarabdha getting kshaya. By doing nitya karma, I am achieving two things. One is the sin of omission is avoided, as well as I am clearing out the sanchita. To that, the objection raised was told by the Guru Maharaj Siddhanti was, in one life, all your sanchita karmas will not end. One life brings only few of the sanchita karmas as prarabdhas to exhaust. In that sanchita, many, many more are there. One. Two, the nitya karma has nothing to do with the sanchita. Therefore, nitya karma will not eliminate the sanchita karma. All sanchita karmas cannot be exhausted in one body. Therefore, for the remaining sanchita karma existing, you have to enter into another janma. The moment you got into janma, you are in bandhanam. You are not in moksha. This is how even that condition of what you said is not fulfilling condition for Atma Prapti or Moksha without Vidya. It doesn't want to bring Vidya only. He wants to remain as a jiva and be a karta and want to get moksha. So he is contradicting in the basics itself. That's how every one of us. Slowly, what is understood finally is what I was so far understanding living is absolutely wrong. कोई तो बाद में पता चलता है. That's how we are also in childhood, youth age, whatever stupid we did. We remember now and say, अरे यार मैं कितना बेवकूफ था. But after 10 years, what the bevakufi which we are doing and just doing now, we will discover it as, array, it's wrong. So too, when the pure Atma Swarupa is understood intellectually, then we understand, array, as a Jiva, I was sustaining myself as Jiva, denying my own moksha through Atma Anubhuti by becoming Karta and Bhokta. What mistake I am doing? That realization will come later on. Then, Akarta aham abhokta aham ahameva aham abhyaha. That is the final sadhanas, which will be after some hundreds of lives, depending on where do we stand, how much we do, in between how many times we get derailed, and sometimes thus bis janama, even without touching Vedanta or spirituality, we will be fully in the world if that type of asanas are strong. Like some of the days, you are so busy in the activity that not even one class you attend, nor you do puja, japa, वो पूरा दिन गयो. होता है कि नहीं आजकल? When you are busy, your own son's marriage or daughter's marriage or your own third marriage, जो भी है. So you can't come to the class that day. Just it happens, you don't even remember there is Swami's existing Upanishad class is going. That much busy you are. That day's prarabdha was so strong. In the same way, sometime prarabdha for 10 lives will be so powerful that I have to become a donkey or a buffalo or a cat, or in a human life also, some other country I have to born as a laborer bonded. कुछ भी हो सकता है. That is why remember, anyone you see around, everybody is a sadhaka in a bhrashta sthiti. In that way, we have to understand and accept. It helps us also. We are also so. And nobody, therefore, ultimately to be written off. Everybody has that spark of divinity in them. The mere fact that somebody is born as a human being is so. So to every jiva is in its own state of evolution. Therefore, love all, sympathize all, help everyone to grow spiritually. These should be our attitudes. Understand? This is a beautiful thing. This is a real maturity. So too is with us. And some people, when you see Paramanastic and all, you need not fight with them or deny them and say, I'm greater than him. मैं बता रहा हूँ सारा ये जो ब्रह्मविद्या उपनिषद मैं पढ़ा रहा हूँ ना, all that I may forget next 10 lives, if in my prarabdha that is there. You can't deny anything. Everything is possible. I may be any work, रिक्शा चलाने वाला, cobbler, कुछ भी हो सकता हूँ मैं. If that prarabdha is there, nothing is guaranteed or certain. That's why in this life, as much as my awareness goes or possibility ability, utna sadhana add karte jana. And only sadhana is through the shastra, through the guru, listening about Atma Vastu, its nature. Go on listening and strengthening about it. And know that all that which is spoken about self is me. I have to reach to that state of experience. That's called as moksha. Unknowingly, I am doing that only. I am pursuing that only. But I am pursuing for this moksha ananda in the world of objects through karma and karma phala, which is a wrong proposal. That we have to understand again. What I want is the self only. What I am trying it is in not self. I want infinitude. Infinitude is the nature of the self. Then be the self. That I want to, don't want to be. But I want to continue as Jiva. That also to identify with the Deha. And as a Deha, I want to become infinite. That struggle is ignorance. That misunderstanding is that's called moha. And that effort is called samsara because it is never fulfilled. I want to be happy. Happiness is your nature. You establish in that. That I don't want. First I decide I am a jiva. I am a miserable jiva. Decide ho gaya. Then identify the upadhi. Then fulfill the desires of upadhi. Then I become happy. In so many wrong notions I am traveling. Other than misery, what will come to me? These are all the things will be slowly understood. Each of them will understanding will remove at that level of cobwebs or misunderstandings or notions. That's how you and I, as sadhaka, becoming paripakwa in our understanding. As understanding this way become paripakwa or purified or matured, our way of lifestyle changes from pakka samsari to the sadhaka. This is our evolution. In that, in this life of ours, we have brought our prarabdha, we are going through that. We brought our own vasana samskaras, we are trying to enjoy them or exhaust also. With the punya we have earned earlier, we are in a comfortable house or with our taking care people, etc. Money position is good. Some guru seva or some study we might have done in earlier life. In continue of that, at this age for us, the chance to listen to Upanishads also is coming. Clear? Now each one how to use it. The all outer comforts, luxuries, don't go there for them enjoying, but just be comfortable without troubling yourself. ज़्यादा भी importance दे दो, so then again it will pull you into the bhoga asaktis. According to these classes and all, जितना हो सके सुनते हैं, जितना हो समझते हैं, in that way for next life our personality of understanding Vedanta is stronger. Again little, again little, again. In this way, Siddhanta Jnana is strengthened life after life. Little, little sadhana also is done to withdraw from the karma and karma phala adi. And slowly, when it is one for many lives, then our nishtha, only to do dhyana, to be the self, starts growing, growing, growing. In the last life, which will be, we don't know, 100, 200,000, 2,000, lakh to lakh, there, from the beginning, we are only in Aham Brahmasmi Chintanam, Aham Brahmasmi Dhyanam, then Aham Brahmasmi Anubhuti. There our journey ends. To reach to that, where we are now, from here, what are the steps to be undertaken? That maturity. Everyone will be given if they are very regular to Upanishad study, very regular in their Upasana to Ishvara and Guru. In that only Sankalpa is, I want to be very clear theoretically and practically regarding my path and goal of moksha. ऐसा संकल्प करने से गुरु ईश्वर कृपा मिलेगा. उनके कृपा से विषय स्पष्ट होता रहेगा. This is what our kartavyam right now. And none of the things, please imagine, will happen overnight. Just because you made a plan and made a basement, suddenly the building is not built. Building is built brick by brick. And for it to get finished, oh, more time. You have to do the plumbings, the interior, the variety of furnishing, electricity, सारा कर करके तब जाकर फिर white wash, all that. Then you can say construction over. Still, lot to be improved. That's why it's a continuous tense. Building before starting also is a building. Building when you are making, it's a building. When it is made, it is building only. He says it is my building. He never says my built. Nobody said it is built. It is building. हो गया ना built बोलो ना. Yeah, it's my built. Nobody says it. Building only because it is eternal maintenance thing is there in it. हमेशा होता रहता है. Anyway, brick by brick, the made building is made. In the same way, life after the life, each of us evolve. In that, if you understand this and commit for spiritual evolution and know where do we stand and understand what sadhana to be done, if you stick to that, your speed is enhanced. Is it not? Like you are in a very high sophisticated car and the road also very smooth. So you know road is smooth, car is highly qualitative, therefore I can increase my speed and reach to destination little earlier. You can't cross even limits of that also. But even the road is good, but your car is 1942 ambassador. Can you? Clear? Otherwise, you have very good newly made Benz car, but the road is full of all the ups and downs and all. Road is good, car is good, road is not good. But if you know the road is good, car is good, and you can enhance the speed, you can reach. In the same way, each one of us are given that free will. We have to use it. That's a free will to thoroughly understand the goal, to thoroughly understand means, and involving more and more in sadhana. Like today, after the class, till the night sleep, studying more and more Upanishads, deeply understand, contemplating is your own choice. You can choose. और कल सुबह तक कुछ नहीं पढ़ना, सो जाना, खाना, घूम के जाना, ये भी आपके हाथ में. And no jiva, unless very, very highly, strongly compelling prarabdha, is fully in compelling prarabdha. Everyone, luckily, many of us are free to a great extent to choose ourselves every day what to do. Sometimes we may not, rarely, but today, your parents, your family members, not so tyranny rakshasas like Britishers and all, that they made you as bonded labor. You have always choice. You can say, I मैं cook नहीं करूँगा या करूँगी. We'll get the food from by outside. That time I want to save and do sadhana. I'm telling, free will का chance है कि नहीं पुरुषार्थ का. So too, afternoon, instead of sleeping those 3 hours, I will do my japa or sadhana. See, these things you have to recognize. That is what Bhagwan our Guru say कि तुमको जो अपने पुरुषार्थ के द्वारा साधना को अच्छी तरह से गंभीरता से और स्पीडली करने का जो मौका है उसको यूज करते जाओ. That also is not always there. Again, there are some other occasions we have to fully involve in them, not even allowed to do the regular sadhana. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज कि दुख में सुबरन सब करे, सुख में करे न कोई, जो सुख में करे तो दुख काय को होए. That's the meaning of that. When everything is comfortable, enhance your sadhana, intensify your sadhana. Because when the things are not comfortable, even if you want, you can't do. So today it is available to me. This 1 hour is available to me. Later on, when you become finer and finer in sadhana, you account every moment for sadhana. Every moment. And the sadhana is done in the moment. Siddhi also is achieved in the moment only. It is achieved in the moment, but it lasts for eternity. It just clicks and flashes. I am the self. Once it comes, it's a question of little more establishment in that by ensuring, reassuring, discussing with the Guru. Guru will say, yes, beta, that's what's called Atman Bhava, stay in that. Okay. Okay, so this is how today we spent the entire day in trying to analyze and understand the vidya giving us moksha, not the karma. Don't insist on karma. Slowly, slowly, stick only to your own Nitya Naimittika. Don't add the Nishiddha and Kamya karma, remove them. Nitya Naimittika thoda karo, but zyada se zyada involve in your own the Atma Swarupa Dhyanam. That is what the only thing removes the Anatma Dhyasa. And what I said is only a oceanic one bindu only, one drop. This has to be more clearly understood by your own contemplation. Much more, many more data is also to be collected in the maturity of all of them. Like ऑर्डिनरी चावल बना दिया, उसको कुछ बनाने की कोई पानी डालो तो पतीले पे चढ़ाओ, पतीले में लगाओ स्टोव पे हो जाता. बट यू वांट टू मेक ए खिचड़ी, little extra effort are there. You have to add the dal, you have to see how much of जीरा डालनी है अगर चाहिए तो, फिर तेल घी कितना डालना है. बट यू हैव टू मेक बिरयानी, so many things you have to do. इतना मसाले डालनी पड़ती है, सब्जियां डालना होता है, all that. In the same way, when the spiritual sadhana has to be biryani like flavorous, then we have to keep on expanding our understanding. And all the understandings are only to remove the misunderstanding. Later on, what remains is you. There is nothing to be understood, nothing to be done. And that's it. Just to be is the final state. But to become qualified for that, we have to do so much to undo what we have done earlier. Entire spiritual sadhana is undoing only. Remember it. Whatever we have done to undo that. Because self is not gained by doing, nor it is lost because of not doing. It is aheyam and anupadeyam. It is like that. You are already that only. So these are the things will become clear in our understanding when we repeatedly listen. That is why the need of regularly coming to class, only to the Upanishad class, repeatedly listen, same thing. Then only the strength in that knowledge is obtained by us, which is very essential. It's not like a movie एक बार देख लिया, दो बार देखा और वो भी entertainment के लिए. Then it's not sadhana. Repeatedly when we listen, then only the data becomes owned by us. That owned data we have to use now for our own contemplation, in the heat of which the wrong notions go away. Like I am cruel, I am crooked, I am egoistic, I am selfish. That is why people are hating me. That's why they don't come to me. This I have to sit, contemplate, and realize it. That why people are hating me, running away from me. अब बिना बैठ के सोचे तो पता नहीं चलेगा. After pata chalna, which is only 50%. The remaining 50 is what? Therefore, stop being cruel, stop being arrogant, stop being egoistic, stop being selfish. This is second portion. Third one is replace them with the positive qualities. Be kind, compassionate, helpful, egoless, selfless. Then they start coming to you. But at the first level only, we are not ready to realize that this is the fault in me because of which people are hating me or punishing me or are careless about me, not inviting me. Kuch bhi ho. In the same way, the data collected in the class after many of the listenings to be used by us, then in that contemplating heat, we will come to know, like this example, ki these are the places I am going wrong. I am suffering as a jiva because I am identifying with deha. And my Dehatadhatma is expressing in terms of, in the form of these thoughts, these actions. These all have to curtail, these all have to reduce. Then only Ham Dehosmi goes away. Then only Ham Jivosmi, Ham Atmasmi, those things can be done. The actualization or realization of every of these things have to come to everyone. Then only will evolve. Only to a highly, totally surrendered devotee, which is more difficult than Vedanta, that in a flash, by God's grace, everything happens. But that is very rare. That which is very rare is not for all. And never place yourself in a special category always. We are all general. In a general category, people kill what is regular sadhana, that alone has to be done. Clear? And in general category of us, keep on collecting data, use it for contemplation, understand where we are going wrong, correct it. This is how whole life has to be spent. Like this, many lives. When you know this, you are not restless. You are not in a hurry. You exactly know what to do and what's happening and what is to be done at that time. This is called maturity. Like I am there. I am doing my classes. What is my state of mind? I know. Where do I stand? I know. What is my next step? I know. For that, what to do. So there is a type of inner maturity and gambhirata. And I know also that immediately in this very life, Paramatma is not obtained. Just like that. Let us not be overconfident also. At the same time, no low confidence also. But every time optimistic. See, the mixture of all of that is maturity. Then, in the given lifespan, in the given year, in the given day, what the best you can do, keep doing. That is the only thing we have in our hand. That's called karmanyavadikaraste. Mafaleshu kadachan. And even these also, how much ever I am sincere, serious in my trying to do, which day, which moment, which guna overpowers. I don't know again. Not that we are masters of gunas. Utna upasana hai, utna kaha kiya हमने. Still, we are involving in the Guna-yukta world only, type of food eaten, type of the things done. सत्व रजस तमस संबंध ही कर्म कर ही जा रहे हम और उससे रजस तमस ही बढ़ेगा लेकिन सत्व नहीं बढ़ेगा. Then how can we expect that everything is smooth every day? Again, prarabdha also. What you can do if this sharira prarabdha makes me miserable or dukhi? I can't do my class. I have to be late. In spite of our best of the efforts, yet from the unknown but created as what obstacles come, we don't know. We have to understand all that. All the understanding complete is called maturity. Still, you can't take it for granted again. Because of all this only, it is said as razor edges path. But unfortunately, there is no way other than going through this. You can't be liberated. Even in the path of bhakti, with this devotion, Bhagavan, like going to Kedarnath by travel, chढ़ते हुए, or going by helicopter. Helicopter will take you up to that point, but वहां से तो 1.5 किलोमीटर तो चलना ही पड़ेगा ना. बिना कुछ भी चलने का तो होगा नहीं. एटलीस्ट इनटू द टेम्पल यू हैव टू एंटर, डू प्रदक्षिणा, डू पूजा, डू नमस्कार. देन ओनली द केदारनाथ दर्शन आपको होगा. In the same way, through bhakti, some facilities may be given, but still the inevitables have to be done only. That's why you see such a great bhaktas are the Uddhava and Arjuna. But did Bhagavan give just them the moksha? No, he gave all the Jnanopadesh and told, now you work on it. Clear? Bhakti gave them the Jnanam as well as the ability to do sadhana by using Jnanam. But using and doing is their job. Bhagavan will not, I am giving all this, go to Badrinath and do contemplation. Gachodava mayadishtaha badrikashramam. We'll see it in today, tomorrow, day after. But Uddhavji will have to collect all the knowledge, go to Badri, do meditation, realize. याद रखना, मैं अपने चॉइस से जीव बनाऊं, उसमें भगवान का कोई लेन देन नहीं. So, इसलिए मुझे अपने चॉइस से साधना करनी है. भगवान कुछ नहीं करेंगे. He will help. We have to do it. This is also another part of understanding. Okay. So out of the 5 options, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First one we saw how only the karma cannot give us moksha. Now karma with little vidya can give moksha. That's what to tell that. He gave the example both of the Visham and the Dahi. Visha is a killer, but you do the mantra with it, then that Visha will become Aushadhi only. So too the curds by itself is a cause of fever and all. But when you add a sugar to it, it becomes a sweet dish, giving energy to body. In the same way, to karma kanda, little this vidya is added, then we may get the moksha. The answer given by Guru is what? Even here also same problem. Moksha is nitya, karma begins, therefore karma phala also begins, karma ends, karma phala also ends. We don't want that. Then in the next portion, he takes about the topic in the Upanishads of that Vidya, one of the Vedas and Upanishad, he must do the karma, it is mentioned. What is your discussion on that? So to the Jnana Karma Samuchaya. So to finally, with the Jnanam, little Vidya, little karma to be added. All that he denies. At the finally says, final most stage mein, to be the self, you have to do nothing, just to be the self. To that level, the karta and karma has to be denied. Because to that level, the kartrutva and karma phalata chases us. Even now while talking, even from last 3 years we are studying, हमेशा हमारे मन में कुछ करने से परमात्मा मिलेंगे, मोक्ष मिलेगा, ऐसे ही नोशन है. These are all notion. All that will be broken at the final stage. To be liberated, what you have to do? You be the self. That's it. There's nothing to be done. All doings are done for undoing the wrong deeds which are done. इसको याद रखो. सब कर्म जो किया उसको खत्म करने के लिए है. Whether they are yajna karma, upasana karma, whatever the karma given as sadhanas. Yajna upasana can be done for kamya karmas, kamana purti. They are not sadhana. Now remember one thing, certainly, when we are studying Upanishad Bhagavad and all, we are not anymore samsara. All these are topics for the mumukshu, sadhaka, who want to obtain Bhagavan and moksha. So from that parallels only we understand. When I talk about yajna and upasana for chitta shuddhi to become qualified for atma jnana and moksha. Not the yajna upasana done with the sankalpa of getting some result. Then those yajna upasana become kamya karmas. For a kamya karma wala, karma phal milega na of this world or that world. He is not a jignasa of Paramatma. He is not a mumukshu from the jiva bhava. Those who want the permanent anandam or those who want liberation from all limitations, those who want to experience the real self, those who want to transcend the upadhis, for them are the shastra. Purely for a sadhaka. If you are not a sadhaka of Paramatma Tattva and permanent moksha, you go into samsara like anybody and do the pursuit of artha kama giving jobs. So in short, all the nitya naimitika karmas done with the attitude of selflessness leads to the antakarana shuddhi. In the shuddha antakarana, Guru Upadeshita Mahavakya Artha, meaning is revealed. That I am that. That's it. There's nothing to be done. I am that. Like when you wake up from dream. What is done? Nothing done. I am a waker. I have nothing to do with the dream or dream samsara. They're all projected on me. Is it not? When you wake up, there's no karma involved in that. You just, I know I'm waker. So I'm the pure, infinite, all-pervading Satchidananda self. All the time. No, this experience comes only the Jiva Bhava which we are holding on now when we give it up, ready to give up. Jiva Bhava cannot be given up unless the Upadhis are given up. Upadhis cannot be given up unless the Upadhi perceived or experienced, the Vishaya Vastus are given up. That is why first withdraw from the indulgences in the world through the Vishayas. Then detach from the Upadhis. Then detach from Jiva Bhava. Then recognize the existing self. These are the few things to be understood as spiritual sadhana. Keep on listening. By your upasana to Guru and God, these things will start becoming meaningful. एक ही दिन सब समझ में आना, सब याद में आना. This apeksha is good, but kick yourself and give a slap. That why it is not happening, you destroyed, spoiled your own antakarana by all the nonsense. Instead of frustrated, feel that I'm a nonsense fellow, doing my own antakarana destroyed, not allowing me to understand the upadhi. अब मुझे अकल आना चाहिए. So आज से टीवी बंद, आज से एंटायर भोग विषयास बंद, आज से ओनली निरंतर डे आई एम डूइंग उपासना, जपा, पूजा, प्रार्थना, praying to the Lord to make my equipment so fit to grasp what is said in Vedanta about the self. ये वाला realization आ गया. After knowing that these things I am not able to understand, then that is a positive outcome. I'm not able to understand this Karma Siddhanta, Vedanta, Swamiji. I am leaving your class. Bye. If you say go, what can I do? I can't help. That is your choice. An intelligent person, lucky person, Guru Anugraha Prapta person will decide the first thing. Oh, that means what? My intellect is dull-witted. It is not subtle enough, sharp enough. Nor even mind is full of concentration. It has got so much of extraordinariness. My senses are so virulent and powerful. Oh, that means so many things I have to do. Let me do all. If not now, at least after 4 years, 2026, I'll be fit to grasp these things as said by the Guru there and then. For that, whatever the Shuddhi of the Antakarana, purity of Antakarana, all required, I am going to gain. That is my mission now. And what helps that for that means only my japa, upasana, prarthana and all, not of any value given to anything or being or indulgence. अब ऐसा कमिट कर लो तो साधना होता है. That is the meaning of Vedo Nityamadiyatam Taduditam Karma Swanushtiyatam Teneshasya Vichiyatam Kamya Matistyajatam Pavoga Parituyatam Bhavasuke Doshono Sandhyatam Atmechavasayatam Nijagrahat Purnam Vinirgamyatam. What Bhagavan Shankara gave in Sadhana Panchakam etc. texts as step by step sadhana is this only. Only thing that is in English. In Sanskrit, we don't know that bhasha, and we have not aligned our antakarana to understand every bit of sadhana and the sequence of it. Like Bhagavad Gita. Every chapter is connected from the Vishada to Moksha. That's the first chapter, Vishada Yoga. Finally, is Moksha. But we don't have the ability to understand even one shloka. How to understand that particular theme of the set of four shlokas? How can we understand the entire essence of one chapter? How can we carry the earlier and next thing and connect it? And how can we establish connection between chapter 1 and 18? वो कैपेसिटी हमको नहीं है. Assorted भी नहीं समझ सकते अपन. In the same way Bhagavatam. The relation between the first skanda of Adhikar Nidayam and the last one Ashraya skanda, that's the sequential development. So in Upanishads, why Upasana taught earlier, thereafter Karma Kanda was told to us of Satyavata Dharmamchara. Now we are told to deny both of them to enter into the Vedanta Vicharana. In Taittiriya, that's a sequence. So we have to develop that ability to catch. For that only all upasanas, all prarthanas to Bhagavan. Make me more and more qualified for the deeper understanding of the Shastras and know the self in that, establish in it, experience the moksha. That's why every day nowadays we are doing the Sankalpa. Upanishadukta Brahmanvava Siddhyartham Yogyata Praptyarthe Samasa Satsadhana Sadguna Praptyartham Karishyamahe. We are doing it. Bhagavan is giving also accordingly. कोई जल्दबाजी नहीं करना. ओम 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 ओम. Don't expect the spoon feeding also. Even if spoon feeding is done, the child has to consume and his inner system has to digest it. In the same way, recognize the need of one's own effort at every level. Sadhana. When I do it, then only it is called as sadhana. So whatever is said today, note down as points. How Swamiji started explaining the Paramatma and his nature and it is all Paravan, it is me already. But now I am taken myself as Jiva because of these reasons. And for this karma phala sakti fulfillment, I was involved in so many of the karmas. And the variety of the karma defined in each of the text, all are explained. Karmas according to gunas, karmas according to varnas, all these 5 types of karmas and their interrelation. How all of them put together sustains our jiva bhava only, upadhi tadatmya only, if you do it with the external expectation. But in the nitya naimitya karmas, when they're done without phalapeksha, then the antakarana shuddhi happens. Shuddha antakarana, the mahavakya upadesha works. And what upadesha mahavakya? Working only to say that I am that. Tat tvam asi is upadesha. Experience is aham brahmasmi. That's it. Aham brahmasmi is not a karma. I am always Brahma experienced. So note down all these points, write it, and repeatedly you think about it, it starts becoming clearer. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha Paramanushabhyo Namaha Parabrahmani Namaha Shruti Matre Namaha Om Tatsat Brahma. I think some light is thrown today's class. If the connections are loose, bulb is fused, everything is, no, I can't help it. It is must be very clear. Many aspects. Pure self, for one or the other reason, became the jiva with kartrutva bhoktrutva. Jiva, when he transcends kartrutva bhoktrutva, he is qualified to discover himself to be the Brahma. This is what in a nutshell again. Om Shanti. Thank you. And to this such a sublime knowledge, we are far away. That is the power of this Kali Yuga. And in this Kali Yuga, you can't blame anyone. The whole system is like that. The parent circle is like that, friends are like that, relations are like that, entire education system is like that, entire government and all of them. Nowhere there is this mukti giving this Vedanta or philosophy. That world we are now in. Yet, by some Purva Janma Sukriti, Guru Krupa, we are given a chance to at least know it. Now, don't expect all this from the outer world. You have to find it for yourself. You find your time, you put your effort to come to classes, you listen, you study, you help yourself. That's it. So